Hey, got a thingy from the thrift store to take apart and then put back together since it actually does work. But first, a little quick update on these radiation dose meters I got from Ukraine in, let's see, mailbag 56-ish. They all work. So I don't have any obvious ones for tearing apart. So I'm going to tear this apart instead. Isn't it feeling lucky? So I paid a total $3 for this. What it is, let me just adjust things. It's a digital frame, display. Basically what you do is you take your pictures, insert there, you can load them onto this. When it was originally marketed, it had the ability to do Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi and all of that type of stuff. You could pull pictures directly from social media sites and all that lovely stuff. It was made in October 2010, but it looks like Kodak came to the realization there wasn't money to be made doing this. They still do have digital frames though, but I think the fact that they had to have a server for this made it uneconomical. They eventually, I believe, shut the server down in 2018. So if you bought this in 2010, you got your 7 years worth of support for it, after which it was gone. But I believe it's got 512 meg of memory also. This one does work. Let me just fire it up. It'll take a few moments. Not bad for $3. Since I don't want to try to connect to Wi-Fi, I just push exit. Oh, it's got my baby pictures on it. Wasn't I a cute looking little baby? Okay, time to take it apart. So for my $3, I do get a charger. Output 5 volts, 1.5 amps. It's one of these fancier ones where, depending on where you are, they have a different type of plug. And on this here, there's these obvious little, probably screws hiding underneath these. There's 4 of them. There doesn't appear to be any in there. So this took those SD cards also. Yeah, you can definitely tell the vintage on this due to the size of those cards. But let's get into this. Yep, there's one. And if it drags, I'll just fast forward a bit. This thing was a real pain to get into. The clips are actually super tight, which is, I guess, in a way good. You can see there the screws. There's 4 of them. Initially, I thought there might be another one hiding underneath that centerpiece, but nope, nothing there. It's just very tight. Eventually, I kept whacking the camera so much that I did a bit of it off camera. Needed to get the big screwdriver in there to pry, and then it finally started clipping away quite nicely. Yeah, slowly getting there. It is very tight. There we go. It's also motivated by I didn't really want to break this thing. It's actually quite nice. But at this point, it's going good. Just clipping away quite nicely. And now I'm about to end the fast forward. So it looks like there's no screws holding it down. There's a couple little clips for the wire. Hold them in place. There appears to be some tape. I'll have to get at that. There's this board here for ribbon. I'll have to see if that's actually attached there. Okay, it looks like it just lifts. With the complicating part is this tape. Oop. There we go. There's that. Oh, okay. Looking at this ribbon here just goes underneath and attaches straight to a board. Might want to see if I can lift it this way then. Okay, there we go. Just gonna figure out how to hold that in place. So I'm just gonna move around the board. I think this is the Wi-Fi antenna here. It comes across there and then goes underneath the board. There's this ribbon here going down to the other boards. Don't know. Looks like a whole bunch of transistors. I'm obviously not going to try to make a schematic of this. Oh, there's a... Let me unlock it. A1SHB. Come on, lock. And here's the main cable going across to the screen. So there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff on the other side of this board. I'll try to take the screws out and then gently lift it. There's the power that's going up to the screen. And then there's this cable that comes across here. Hey, we actually got a part number on it. 09ASRSM. I'll try looking it up. More transistors. Oops. Oh, there's one here. Let's see if I can get a close-up of it. There we go. Hopefully I'll be able to pull the number off the screen. So this board is, well, goes almost all the way around the display. There we go, another part. If I can get the number, I'll put it in the corner there. And around and around and around we go. Oh, cable connection coming across. Oops. And more transistors. Oh, we got Texas Instrument 05AH5TM, LVC 138A. I'll try to find it and stick it in the corner there. BLD 36. As we continue around the corner of this board, okay, we have a 05AH5TM, another Texas Instrument, LVC 138A. Got something that looks like a diode to me, a bunch of diodes. There's a lot of parts in here. I'll try to maybe take some pictures and stick them in the corner also. Trying to keep this thing in focus is a pain. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll go flip that board out after I remove some screws. And hopefully I won't damage it. Well, the other side of that board is just loaded with stuff. Okay, there's for the memory stick. There's for some SD cards. There and there. That heads over to some switches. We got lots of capacitors. We got a Winbun W9812 G6IH-6. I'll see if I can find out what that is. Lots and lots of parts. And it passed QC. There's a push button. There we've got a little crystal for the timing. Okay, that little gray cable that went over to this here is most likely the Wi-Fi. With a nice little connector there. Okay, ATM, oops, come on. Your ATMLH018. Come on, you're doing so good. Oh, and there's another crystal up there, probably 24 megahertz, I'm guessing. So that's why this thing was probably fairly pricey when it originally came out. Now, what I'm going to try to do is put it back together. Yeah, so at this point I've got this board back into position more or less, I hope. What I'm going to do is apply power. That way I'll find out if I need to continue. Oh, that's looking promising. That's not. Uh-oh. Okay. Something's not connected up right. Probably one of the cables is pulled out a tiny bit. So I'll just go through and try all of those. Okay, here's something that's interesting. Push the button, nothing happens. So this circuit board around here must be figuring out where your finger's touching. That's different. I didn't know that one. So actually this thing is now back working. I just have to put in the last few screws. Well, oops, come on. Well, this explains these boards going around. If you look real close, and I'll put an arrow to it, these infrared, possibly, LEDs. And that's how they're detecting where the finger was touching. They've got them all the way around this thing, so probably one side's transmitters and the other side's receivers, and they're looking for your finger going in between them. So it's not a touch screen, it's just you're breaking the light path. Cute. So it's all put back together, minus a lot of those little clips that broke out. I'll probably have to use glue on this to make sure it stays in place. At the end there, when I found out that there's probably infrared LEDs transmitting on one side and receivers on the other side. So this whole big thing is made up of a grid, which explains the LVC138As, line encoders, decoders, etc. So LED coming down this way, receiver, transmitter, whichever side, and then this way, and it just looks for that. And then, of course, if you touch in the right area, then you get all the other menus appearing. Kinda cute. Well, have a good one. Bye. You might want to check out this short film on dust. It's hilarious, since I know the age of my audience. Have a good one.